Hey everybody, just got done doing some kettlebells and some dry fire work. So I thought I'd take a second while I've got my garage locked up and before I head up, to start to address a question that keeps coming up over and over again. I get a lot of emails, private messages, comments all the time. I just did a live Facebook feed with my buddy Craig Douglas from ShivWorks just last week or so, and it was a question. It was one of the first questions that came up on the feed, so I want to address it. It's probably going to be a multi-part series because it's pretty complex and it covers a lot of stuff. But this question that I want to address is the idea of how do we prioritize our training. You know, if we're going to be an interdisciplinary thinking tactician, we have a lot to cover, right? Strength and conditioning, firearms, hand-to-hand, emergency medicine, pre-fight threat containment strategies, and all the little subcomponents of all that kind of stuff. So, and then not only do we have the subcomponents and the components, then we have to still train it all together at some point, which is another level. So how do we do that? It can be very daunting. Very, very few of us have the ability to just sit around all day and train. I wish that were the case. It's not. So what we end up having to do is we've got to figure out how we put all this stuff together. So I want to try to address that as best I can, or at least what's worked for me. The first thing on this path to figuring this stuff out is one of the daunting issues with it is because there's a sense of urgency, right? We're concerned with self-defense, self-preservation for ourselves and our loved ones. And the idea is you don't know when you might need it. You might never need it, or you might need it tomorrow morning. So we're anxious. We want to get functional as fast as we possibly can and try to get this stuff taken care of. And then we start looking, well, what do we do here? What do we do here? There's strength and conditioning. And then we start to look, well, we don't want to waste time doing something that's not optimal. So you go, okay, well, I need to add strength training into my workout, into my program. So which one do I do? Well, I do this plan, I do this one, I do this, and I do it this many days and this. And then we got to figure out how that then works in with our cardio. And then we got to figure out how we get that in with the dry fire, and then how we get it in with live fire, and how we get in with the hand-to-hand, on and on and on. And it's so overwhelming, and we're in such a hurry to do it that sometimes we end up in this paralysis by analysis. We're so looking for the right thing to do, the perfect program where everything's optimal and efficient, that we end up not doing anything, okay? So here's the first step to prioritize our training. Start doing it right now. Don't talk about the path, get on it. Put one foot on the path, put 2 feet on the path, and start. Doesn't matter what you're doing, right? Let's say that you were just getting ready to start a weightlifting program, and you're worried, oh, is it a bodybuilding program? Oh, is it for this or that? And then you start, well, should I not do it? It doesn't matter, just do it. Who cares? Just start it. You've been thinking about adding dry fire, or you've been doing dry fire a certain way, and then you just read an article by somebody who says, hey, oh, that's not the best way to do it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Just do it. Just start. Tomorrow, do something. Have that in your plan. Do something tomorrow. And then the next day, do something else. Just do it. Regardless of what it is, regardless of whether it's the best plan, just do it. Then, while you're on the path, after you've done it, then look and worry about tweaking it, okay? But for the first part, our first concern with prioritizing all this stuff, just do it. Just start somewhere. I don't even care where. You want to do jiu-jitsu? Great, awesome. I'm all for that. You want to start shooting, you haven't shot and you want to start shooting, great. Strength, whatever. Cardio, I don't care. Do something tomorrow, okay? Then, once we've done that, then we'll look to the next step to make sure we're doing the best we can, okay? All right, so if you got any comments, any questions, shoot them to me. And then hopefully, though, I'll answer anything in the next videos in this series. All right? Talk to you soon.